YouTubers, it's Roxanne here from Rox's Cards and Crafts, admin for Facebook groups Cricut Connect and Cricut Expression. So today this is a tutorial on a stencil that I designed, and I designed this stencil quite quickly just by using circles and squares in Design Space, and I'll be able to share that. So I can leave a link to the shareable layout here, but when you ungroup them all, you just go detach and just get rid of the words and find your own words. And I wrote those in a white jelly roll by Sakura. So it's just a white jelly pen, and it just fits in to clamp A by using a adapter. I use an adapter anyway because I've lost my insert, or it broke and I threw it away. All right. So originally I was going to make a template, and this is what I originally designed, but I want to make it nice and easy. So it is there for you if you want to cut that out in Mylar or an old X-ray, you can do that. So I have left that there, but what I did was separated all these colourful bits are actually different pieces and separated. So I'm just going to ungroup those. Let's just group so it just makes it easier. And so what I mean by that is I'm going to show you that you need to cut this first. And what I am missing is your background paper, which is just a shape and sized at 12 by 12. It's not showing because obviously we can't use it. I'll just do like a brown, send that behind, and that will go behind it there. And what you will see when you put this down, the blue, the rings come away. You will see the gaps, and this is true of what they do for European scrapbooking. You physically have to cut things with a pair of scissors, but I want to make it so that, because I actually did it, and I'm way out of practice with cutting the shapes, especially around here, and it was very, very wonky and didn't work, and that's what my video was going to be about. But I changed it up, made it easier. But of course, making it easier, I stumbled into another thing that I was able to teach you that I haven't taught you yet. And that's when, you know, when you go to cut something, let's go that. Now when you want to go and cut something and you want that to be, let's make it 5 by 5 inch square, but you want that 5 by 5 inch square on your cutting mat to be at, say, the 4-3 position, but when you go to cut it, it's going to shoot up to the top left, and I'm going to show you how to stop it from going up there and to put it exactly where you need it to be. And it's a trick that's been around since, I think Design Space started. So I will begin. So we're now in October 2023, and I just went to go and do a new page and saw that was missing. You will find it over here now. So there's 3 dots up the top right hand side. We're going to go File and new window. So I've got 2 down here, so I can swap between the 2. Just go new project. I'm going to go back to that other one. I want to grab this guy. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go cut. Then I'm going to go into this one and I'm going to go paste. So if you didn't think you could cut and paste, you certainly can. So like I said, when you go to make this, it's going to shoot right up to the top left hand of the page. But see how you have this gap, so it doesn't go right to the end. This is where the 11.5, 11 by 11.5 comes in. So 11.5, what you've got is you've got a quarter on this side and you've got a quarter on this side, which equates to ½ an inch, which is your 12 inches. But up the top left, it is 0.25 of an inch away, and that's where you start. So keeping this in mind, see, now we can't go back. I think we have to go over here and go view, file. Wow, okay. We have to go down to cancel. Take us back. So we're coming back to this. So what you do in that respect, I don't use grids, but if you want to change your grids, just go to your top left here and there's your grids. Right? What you need to do is go to your shapes and just choose a circle, and you're going to make that circle as small as possible. Keep going. You don't want it to be cutting anything. Then while that's highlighted, you go over to your position and you go 0.25 for your X position and 0.25 to your Y position. And you can test this theory by let's, for example, turn this into a 4x6 photo, because that's what we're going to be using. And that's the little shape, so that's someone's little head, and we're going to cut out that photo there. We're going to go and place this 4x6 square onto our virtual mat, so that represents your photo, and you might want to put your photo, say, at the 2-2 position. Now it may not be exact on your mat, but try and put them as close to the line on the edges as you can. Not within it, but right on it. Doing it on the virtual mat is quite easy. Again, you use your X and Y, so at 2, 2 and 2. Now what we want to do, that's going to do nothing. So like if you go to make it, it separates the dot. So that's the dot, but see where it is, and it still separates the 4x6 photo. So let's cancel, go back to our canvas, and all you need to do, I need to put that again, so I reiterate this, your 4x6 photo, or whatever size photo that you've got, the corner needs to be at the 2 position. So 2, there's a corner, 2, so it's where the 2 meet. Right, so the axis of your X, Y. Follow that 2, 2 and put your 4x6 photo on your mat. So this represents your photo, 4x6 photo. Again, it does not matter if it is landscape photo or portrait photo, as long as that left hand side is positioned in the 2, 2 XY position. So if you highlight that, go to your position 2, 2, okay? So this cardstock will represent your photos. I'm not going to turn that into a guide, but this little square down here with the rounded edges, which is this one, I haven't renamed them and I should have, but this was just an example. So let's just say that is one of the shapes that we're going to be cutting, all right? That's what that shape represents. And we don't need this big square. So as long as we've got that positioned where we need it, we come over to our layers panel and we hide that big square. And what leaves us with is our circle at 0.25 by 2.25. So again, I'm going to highlight that and show you that it's still there. Position X 0.25, Y 0.25. Alright, and it's at the minimalist that it will go. And then this guy, we're not moving that at all. But what we are going to do is select all. Now this is all that I have on the page. If you had more things on the page, you just come over here and select your circle, hold down your shift key and select the rectangle. If that's all that you've got on the page, you just simply go to select all. And what you need to do, and this is crucial, you need to then go to attach. Now let's go and see what happens when we go to make it. Now I want to show you what the position of this is, because this is what's going to be cut out. You've already positioned your photo like I showed you earlier, and this is all that's cutting out. All right, important. If you can look at where the top left hand corner is, it's about 3.5 by 4.5. And you just want to know that it's sitting in the same spot. So I'm going to go to make it. And the top left hand corner is sitting at 3.5 and 4.5. Now this is crucial. So let's get in and make this project. I'll show you how to do it with a real live photo. Okay, so these are two separate pieces. I will show you how to put them on your page, but while filming this, I realized that you can position these two together. So we're going to weld these two pieces. So like I said, you could weld it together or not, but I think it may be easier. I'm going to leave that welded for you, and I'm just going to hide that. So you're going to cut the dark blue out, and then you're going to go ahead and do the next step. So over in your layers panel, I have given these there's 5 photos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to worry about the baby as such just yet. So I'm going to hide that, and I'm going to hide the girl. So that all we're concentrating on is what we came here for, is to cut out those photos to fit the frame. All right, very easy. I've showed you already how to do this, but you want to know how we go ahead. So I'm going to bring in a photo, and the first one, so I'm going to go upload. Go and find your photos. Obviously you're going to go and search, select it and bring it in. Now the first one I'm going to use is this one's picture of my granddaughter and the dog, which is now deceased, and I'm going to add that to canvas. It's going to come in pretty large, and I'm going to resize that. Just go to the width. I'm going to go 6. So it should bring in a 6x4 photo. It's exactly what we want. All right. Turn on your grid. put that photo at the 2-2 position like I showed you in the demonstration. So this is real time. So I've got the 2-2 position, and that's going to stay there. Go and get a shape, circle or a square, minimize it, so make it as small as possible. Go up to the size, that can help. It'll come to 0, 0, but we want something on it, so 0.1. While it's highlighted, go to your position and go 0.25, and the Y position 0.25. Okay, so they're the steps. Enter. So they're the steps I showed you to do before. Now, that's all in set, so do not move what you've just done here. And we're not going to use that, it's a print and cut. So what I need you to do is find these shapes, and they're over here, and we're going to select the top left, and I've got them named accordingly. So I'm going to select the top left, and yep, I can move that. Now if you've just gone ahead and you know they're all attached, all you have to do is when it's selected is make another copy if you want. I'd say because I know what I'm doing, but if you're just starting out, just keep making a copy. All right, now this guy, we want to be able to see where we lay it over here, so we're going to turn that into a guide. It comes out red, and then we're going to move it as best we can. Now I would try and get it under the straight edge maybe, just so if you've got it right on the 2, so you're going to put it right on the line, probably hide the line when you place the photo on your actual mat. So just bring that line down a little bit, and you can move it left and right, up and down with the arrows on your keyboard. And I'm very happy with that. Alright, so while this green, I made another copy. I had to go back in and fix a few things because Design Space was totally got rid of everything, and I had to redo everything again. So the guide, which is this green part, the top left photo, is in a guide, and I've positioned it exactly where I want it to be. Now take note where it's positioned. In the X position, it's about 3.1. all right, I'm going to change that back into a basic cut, and the reason you do that is obvious, so that you can see, okay, where you're positioning it. Now I want you to hide your photo, so go over to your layers panel, close that eye and hide the photo, and all you have to do is select both the dot and this green one. So at the top you'll see it, the top left photo and the circle, and you're going to attach. Like I said, that was in about 3.1 position, and so the 3.3, so I just want to make sure, so it's about 3.2 position. So let's go to make it. Click on it and you'll see it is on the 2.3 position. It didn't jump up to the top of the left of the page, and this is the secret, is this guy and attach. So I think you might have the idea of how to do it. So now while this is like this, I'm going to cut out my first photo, and I showed you where to position your photo on the 2x2. So we positioned it there. not over here. If you want it to cut exactly where that photo is, position it at the 2-2, the top left corner, whether it be landscape or portrait of your photo. Now we're about to cut the photo. So I've got the photo placed at the 2-2. Just cut that little circle. And now it's going to cut the photo. I'm going to do that all again. So we've just finished cutting the first photo. Now on my right photo there is a little feature that I want to show that I can do. What we need to do is that's highlighted. We've just finished. We've gone back into our canvas and I'm going to highlight just the black image there, which represents the green left one. So it says bottom left. And I'm going to delete it. But we still have the circle at the quarter position at the top left hand corner. So we don't have to move that and we don't have to repeat that for the next 4 photos. With my second photo, I'm just going to bring that in. I've already brought it in, but it's quite interesting. It's this one here. Once again, it will come in rather large. So I'm going to turn this photo to a landscape, which you can do with this photo, even though Daddy holding Bub is sitting up, but Olivia's looking up to the baby. So if I turn it around, I'm just going to highlight it and I'm going to rotate it 270 to make it into a landscape, and that way it's like she's looking down, and when it's cut out you can't really tell. It doesn't matter. All you see is a hand holding the baby, but the main focus is on the dog lovingly looking at the baby. So this one is going to be the purple. So we've got the dot in the position. We've got this. You do not need to turn your grid on, but if you want it for visual, just go to this little square here. So I've got my grids turned off in my settings, but you can turn them on and off by here. So so that's off. So let's go on. Now this is going to be in the position of 2 and 2, X, Y, 2 and 2, and then leave it. We're going to go over to the panel, layers panel, and select the purple shape. And we're going to duplicate it and turn it into guide. We're going to position the guide now. The problem I had with this photo, and I wanted to show you something, was if you see down here it was chopping up off the baby's face, and it's all about the baby, and there's no matter how much I sort of put it around, that's not too bad, but I think this got cut out. But what you can do, leave the photo alone and you can turn it. Now the photo will still be able to be positioned over here like that, but you can manipulate this shape to fit a photo to get the important things in. Not too much, I think we'll go there. So just make sure, right? So just check the points don't go past the photo, so you have got at least the baby's face in it. That's the most important thing. So I like that one, so I just wanted to show you that one. So then all you do is, so we delete the photo, select the guide, turn it into your base cut, and select them both and attach. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of this out, and there's a little girl hidden there somewhere as well. Baby, baby, baby girl. Bring that to the front, and I've got to cut the baby, the girl out too. I am going to try and make her a little bit bigger. The baby can stand out a little bit more, maybe go down there. All right. Alright, so I'm just going to glue the final piece, which is this Y. Now you'll see me, when I put this down with these tweezers, make sure it's inside the circle there. Lift up your tweezers. Now when you pat it down, you're going to get a few glue blobs come out the side. And when that happens, quickly just scrape it off with your tweezers straight away. And that'll just dry nice and clear. The reason it does that, it's quite thin there. Didn't do it as much here. But just go along straight away and pick up all that glue residue, and that will be fine. Just don't use heavy pressure when you're using the fine tip with your glue. It's just nice and light. It should flow beautifully. And just go dab, 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 dab on the thinner pieces. Now this is it. This is this is the page it's done. And look, it took me longer because I designed it and put it together for you. But in all, it's very, very fast. Now, I've decided what I will do is I will not weld that blue to the frame because you may not want the word girl. You might want boy. So I don't want to complicate things for you by welding it together. So I won't. And now I will share this in my profile for Design Space. And I'll put a link in Design Space, but it won't be a link as such. You'll have to copy it. Okay, and then put it into YouTube and just paste it into the URL so it'll find my YouTube. But it's very, very easy for you guys to put together, and I wish I could do more than one page with this. Maybe for somebody else I will. It's a shame that I go and design all these things and use them once. So I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry it took a bit longer, but as I said, my tutorials take a bit longer because I'm also teaching you how to do all this in Design Space as well. So please like, share and subscribe. Subscribe to me because that just makes me appreciate the fact that you guys love what I'm doing to show you different things. But this is quite an important one with the attaching with the circle in the 0.25 position in the left hand corner. It's quite important. It's a lesson that you can learn, plus the fact that you now know that you can cut or how to cut shapes from different photos. So you can probably go ahead and start designing your own frame. This was very easy to design, squares and circles. All the information with that's a Cricut font, so it should be, I actually named it in the file, so you'll be able to see all the information with the fonts that I've used. So thanks guys for watching. See you in my next video when something else of important crops up. Bye for now.